My name is Nora. I'm 34. And the first thing you should know is that I grew up learning how to be underestimated. Caleb was the golden one. Trophies, charm, the heir to whatever my parents decided mattered. I was the quiet kid with a second-hand laptop, more comfortable debugging than making small talk. In Michigan summers, the lake house outside Traverse City felt like the only place that didn't ask me to audition. Morning light on the dock, the screen door's tired creak, Dad at the grill. I left for Seattle to build software that paid the bills, but I still flew back to mow lawns and winterize pipes. The shift came when Caleb's agency collapsed and he moved into the lake house temporarily, converting the office into a gaming cave and my room into storage. At dinner, Dad waved a fork at my career like shooing a fly. "Still doing app stuff?" Caleb smirked. Mom offered a soft, "Maybe someday." I said nothing about our Series B. That December, during a brittle Christmas, my parents announced a sale to a firm called Silver Pine Ventures. $12 million, all cash. I let them toast. Then I set down my glass and said very calmly, "I am Silver Pine." Silence settled over the table. Mom's fork slipped. Caleb laughed like I was bluffing. I unfolded the agreement. Buyer, Silver Pine Ventures, LLC. Managing Director, Nora Hartwell. Dad read twice, then stared at me like I'd rewritten gravity. Dad regains his voice first. "You tricked us," he says, as if competence were a con. I keep my breath even. "I offered market value with no realtor fees, a preservation clause, and lifetime access to the dock. You wanted a buyer who wouldn't gut the place. That's me." Caleb paces, laughter sharpened. "You can't run a lake house, Nora." "I can run a company," I say. "Managing a roof and a budget won't break me." The lawyer arrives the next morning, snow stippling his coat. We meet at the oak table and walk through contingencies. No demolition for 3 years. A stipend so my parents can rent in town while Mom's knee heals. Caleb wants an employment line item. I counter with a contractor agreement for repairs he actually completes. He signs with a huff when the lawyer points to the escrow clock. By afternoon, the inspector and I circle the shoreline. He points out frost heave along the old stone path and a hairline crack in the boathouse foundation. "Fixable," he says, "if you get ahead of spring thaw." I record notes, feeling the shape of a future I'm building with my own keys. Night settles like a lid. I walk the dock alone, boards clicking under my boots, breath white in the dark. I remember 12-year-old me hiding here with a flashlight, teaching myself C from a library book while the house shouted my name wrong. The wind rises, carrying wood smoke from somewhere downshore. I don't look back when a door slams. I've already chosen forward. Closing happens on Thursday. I sign, they sign, and the lake house becomes both my memory and my mandate. I drive there with labeled bins and a thermos, resolve hot. The contractor meets me at the porch with plans under his arm. We walk room by room, measuring, arguing, choosing the future like tile samples. I keep the cedar paneling, the staircase nicked by childhood summers, and the window in the loft that frames Orion. The shag carpet goes. By noon, a local woman named Lizette interviews to manage rentals. She asks sharp questions about insurance riders and shoulder season pricing. I offer her the job and an option to host coding retreats on weekends. We shake hands over the estimate sheet. Mom calls next, voice small and brave. "Your father's quiet," she says. "He's realizing quiet isn't the same as being right." I tell her the stipend is wired and that the dock stays. She exhales like I've given back a season. I find Caleb at the boathouse sorting life jackets. "I'll pay you market," I say, "for work done well and on time." He holds my gaze, then nods, one adult to another. When dusk falls, we hang lanterns along the path. Snow begins lightly. Neighbors drift in with thermoses and curiosity. I announce the preservation clause and the plan for low-impact rentals. Applause scatters across the snow. Later, alone, I lock up and pocket the keys. The house doesn't feel won, it feels earned.